beaten by Aston Villa 1-0. Bruno misses a late penalty, absolutely smashed it into the Stretford end. I don't quite know how to explain what we've just seen today. It was an utter disgrace from Manchester United. From start to finish, I thought Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got it wrong. In terms of tactically, I thought we were too open. Even with playing Fred and McTominay in there, I thought the game was far too open. We had no control over it. It was back and forth, back and forth. It felt like watching a basketball game. Aston Villa were always attacking. We were countering and attacking them, vice versa, vice versa. And you had a feeling someone was going to score. And it could have easily have been Aston Villa as it could have been Manchester United. And in the end, it was Aston Villa who got the goal. House with a fantastic header for them. Maybe it shouldn't have been a corner. Could have been a goal kick. Probably shouldn't have been a goal kick. But I don't want to hear no excuses for today's performance. It was absolutely appalling. Tactically, I thought too open, no control. The middle, way too open. We're allowing Aston Villa to run at us at will. Constant overloads as well. And Manchester United were just left slipping. We didn't respond. We didn't change anything. And that's the problem for me. Look, I don't buy into these people that say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has no tactics, because even if you play 4-4-2 and you lump it long, there's tactics. Like, tactics is a word that is used to explain, you know, how you go about things when you play football. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer clearly has tactics. Sometimes he gets them spot on. We occasionally see it against Manchester City and various other clubs. And at other times, he gets it wrong. And when he gets it wrong, he doesn't change things. And that's the problem for me. He's far too slow to change things or spot dangers, make a change, and improve the team during the game. The in-game management for me isn't good enough. And you look, I know Chelsea lost today. They played a very good Manchester City side who performed well. And you could probably look at this and say, well, you're talking rubbish because they didn't do that today. But when you look at Thomas Tuchel, he makes changes during a game. They're implemented. Chelsea win. Now, I know last season, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had the most goals and assists from substitutes. So that shows that clearly he's making the right substitutes at the right time, at times. But in terms of seeing things like how open that game was and allowing that to be so open, I thought it was really, really poor. Really poor, because we played into Aston Villa's hands. If Aston Villa were to go, how do you want today's game to go? Well, I hope it's open, and I hope they give us loads of chance to attack. And I'm not saying go defensive. I'm not saying, you know, sit back and soak up the pressure and hit them on the counter-attack. That's not what I'm saying. It's about having a balance, and it's about having control. And Manchester United never, ever had control of this match. And that's why we lost, unfortunately. And you can point at Bruno Fernandes's missed penalty. Look, players miss penalties. Players miss penalties. Cristiano Ronaldo's missed penalties. Messi's missed penalties. Players miss penalties. Now, this is the first penalty that Bruno's actually missed. He missed one against Newcastle, but he scored the rebound. This was the first penalty that hasn't resulted in a goal for Manchester United from Bruno Fernandes. So I'm sure we can allow him to get off with that one. But also, had we scored, I feel like it may have papered over the cracks of what's a bad performance. Now, I want the points. I want Man United to score, all that kind of thing. But I would have been sitting here thinking, wow, we got a result and we maybe didn't deserve one. And Bruno Fernandes scored a late penalty, instead of, you know, saying, wow, today that was worrying. I thought Fred, poor. McTominay, poor. We had no midfield there. I thought Greenwood had a poor game today. Too greedy. Not looking to pass. You know, not looking to find his teammates. It was disappointing to see that. We need Mason Greenwood, obviously, to be playing through the middles, his natural position. But getting Jadon Sancho fit and match fit is important, because having someone on the right-hand side who's able to create, pass, and give balls to the striker is important. And we didn't have that today. Cristiano Ronaldo was on the pitch, and he may well not have been, because he didn't get one chance. I can't remember one chance for Cristiano Ronaldo. And that, for me, isn't good enough. You have to be creating for your strikers. Now, I said this after the West Ham game, but Anthony Martial had a stinker. And when you say it after your strikers had a stinker, you start thinking, oh, is this an excuse for the striker? This isn't an excuse. We didn't create enough chances against West Ham, and we failed to create enough chances today. And it was just not good enough from Man United. Look, we're level on points with Chelsea and Manchester City now because of the way results have gone today. Liverpool could go 3 points ahead of us, so it's not the end of the world. But what it is a reality check. What it is a moment where Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the team, hopefully need to resolve these problems. Because if we don't, eventually we're going to get to the end of the season, or maybe even before the end of the season, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to get sacked. So he needs to prove himself this season. He needs to prove himself this season. And when you look at the fixtures Manchester United have got coming up after Everton, oh my God, those fixtures don't look good. Tim Sims says certainly not the right mood for United to be in the next Champions League match against Villarreal. Should Oli now look at Van der Beek more for midfield? Also, what problem we've got against Villarreal, and I'll discuss this later, thank you for your super chat by the way, is that we've got no Harry Maguire and no Luke Shaw potentially for that game, as well as no Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's suspended. So we could be without 75% of our usual back four. Do you know what I mean? And that's not good at all. So, look, today was an awful day at Old Trafford for Manchester United. An awful, awful day. A bad result. A horrible result. We've lost 3 out of our last 4 games now. And it's not a good look. So we need to fix up. We need to fix up. Ollie needs to fix up as well. This is everyone knows what I'm like. And I'm not like the idiots in the comments screaming Ollie out, Ollie out, Ollie out. I'm not going to be doing that. But what I will say is, with the flaws that he continues to show, you know, when the pressure's on, when we need to win, when we need to have a real title challenge, when we need to win a trophy, you know, if you're not be able to convert those things into results and into trophies, then you're probably not the right Man United manager. And that's where, you know, you've got up until this season to prove yourself. You've got to prove yourself. Like, otherwise, you're gone, because there's no excuses for the team anymore. There's no excuses for the squad anymore. And yes, I do think, you know, having a holding midfielder would help. But you don't need a fully perfect squad to beat Aston Villa at home. You know what I mean? And you have to have a little bit more about you. And I just thought today, the changes were poor. The in-game management was poor. And that's the second time this week. We also saw the same against Young Boys. And when you've got the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Varane, all these players playing for your team, you have to get results. It's as simple as that. If we were watching from the outside looking in at another club, and let's say Chelsea had this team, and they were getting these results, we'd think that manager's in trouble. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to be treated the same. But United aren't going to make a knee-jerk reaction. United aren't going to sack him today. So what's going to happen? We need him to be better in game, because today wasn't good enough. Today wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough. These are the games Man United should be winning. These are the games Man United should be slapping teams up. And we didn't. And we've dropped 3 points because of it. And Bruno, I thought Bruno had a generally poor game today anyway. But I'm not going to blame him for this. That penalty was abysmal. But I thought Pogba was probably the only bright spot today. I thought Pogba played well. At times he was excellent. So, yeah. Youssef says, hey man, not a United fan. Love seeing brown people of colour representing us on YouTube. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Youssef. I'm not going to read the bit where you take the piss out of Man United, because why would I do that? But thank you very much for your support. Maybe great. Did I use the word great, Abdul? Maybe great's the wrong word. But I thought Pogba was probably our better player today. You know, with what he was creating going forward. Daniel said Pogba was wank. That's fair enough, bro. If you think Pogba was poor, that's cool. I just thought the best moments that we had were from Pogba. Can he do better? Of course he can do better. Of course he can do better. So can Ronaldo, so can Bruno. McFred needs to stop. McFred needs to be finished. McFred does not work. Stop it. Please end McFred here. Why Ronaldo didn't take the pen, says Anna? I imagine he will be taking penalties from now on, right? Ronaldo's going to be taking penalties now. So anyway, disappointing day for us Man United fans. We started off the weekend with defeat. What a shit way to start it. We got Villarreal up next, Everton up next. We need to be getting points. We need to win both of those games. And yeah, at the moment it doesn't look like we are. Anyway, let us know what you lot are thinking in those comments below. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing. We'll be back on the True Geordie Twitch channel later for the showdown, so we'll see you there then. And yeah, absolutely gutted, disappointed, but it's still early days, September, so fingers crossed it gets better.